Now, I will endeavor to tell you about an amazing woman named Ada in less than 7 minutes, which just happens to be 420 seconds. So if I'm able to average 72 words per minute, that only gives me 504 words total, which I've already used up like 36 of, to accomplish this goal in under 7 minutes. And now I've already used another 16, so I only have 452 left. So obviously, I'm going to have to choose every single word very wisely in order to accomplish this goal. And the reason I'm making this video and endeavoring to reach the goal of less than 7 minutes is in order to help you potentially understand what I suddenly believe, because I had an epiphany, is an amazing concept. ADA stands for Analytical Thought Envisioning Analysis. Now I understand, if you're a type A personality, that the word envisioning doesn't start with an E. But just bear with me, I chose to start it with an I because I have a symbol for the word in, which is this symbol, in, and in means use what's within. In also means within. In order to get the win, you'll have to first win, or you'll have to first get the win from within. When you get the win from within, we call that a win-win-win. Stephen Covey, one of the habits in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is win-win. Well, when I was laying in my bed, I suddenly got another idea. How about we make it win-win-win? So then, your win-win turns into an eternal win, and that's how we want to write something when it goes on forever. So that means that your win-win-win, win-win is no longer win-win, but it's win plus win plus win equals 3 or more wins, which is called synergy. And synergy means that if 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9. This is how you create synergistic energy. Now, TIAC. I can't remember what that means. Oh well, if you envision something happening and you come upon a stumbling block, just make a correction. So let's get away from that. And a little thought, envisioning analysis. When you're doing this analytical thought, envisioning analysis process, what happens is your muse becomes subject to you instead of you becoming subject to your muse. Therefore, Ada is my muse, but it's my mental muse. Ada is the kind of muse that will show up whenever you need to use your muse, as opposed to another kind of muse that only shows up whenever that muse wants to. So, I only have like 2 minutes left. It's sometimes hard when you put yourself under pressure, but you have to calculate the risk and then decide what decision you're going to make next. So in order to calculate risk, I have what I call the thought matrix pyramid. And what that means is every thought will either have an A or B decision, and that A or B will lead to C or D, or A or B will lead to E or F. So you can take the time in space that you need to make every thought the correct thought for the next event based on your calculated risk of what will happen. In other words, if I say I'm going to do this and A happens, if A happens, then I'm either going to choose C or D. But if I say I'm going to do this and I take the time to stop and think about it, then if I choose B, then it's going to have to be either E or F. And so if it's just like playing chess, you could say if I move my pawn and they move my bishop, then I'm going to move my knight. But if I move my pawn and they move their queen, then I'm going to move my rook. But if I move my pawn and they don't move their queen or their rook, then I need to take the time necessary in order to make the adjustments. So I don't just go ahead and do what I was going to do at that point. If I move my pawn and they move their pawn, then I have to stop and start the whole analytical thought, envisioning, analysis process over again, one step at a time. Steps go up and steps go down. It doesn't matter what perspective you look at it from. If you will use eta to enable you, then you will have a muse that's at your beck and call. And so I'm out of time, so I'm going to finish this video in 7 seconds or less. Love you. Bye. Not 7 seconds, 7 minutes. Still did it.